Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Something to Talk About, where we do some Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones comparisons. And yeah, we're doing that. We're covering a character, talk about their differences. That's what we're doing. Hi, welcome to Something to Talk About. And my name is Taco. And yeah, like I just said, this is a let's talk about that. My phone made a noise. Let's talk about the difference. And the character we're covering is Lord of Bones, also called a Rattleshirt. So yeah, book version, show version, and this one is gonna be pretty different. It's a little different. So yeah, spoilers for the show and spoilers for the books. I don't ever say spoilers for my stuff. I should. So my name is Taco. I do these all in one big long take. I got these slides that kind of keep me in check. And yeah, so I'm going to talk show version, really short, right? And then book, really long. And then I'm going to talk about the biggest differences. So yeah, you guys ready? Lord of Bones, right? So if Lord of Bones, tell me in the comments, if Lord of Bones lived in today, but he was the same guy, would he be a serial killer? An adult film star, Lord of Bones, or would he be like a metal singer? Like you can see it, right? Like, ooh, like kind of like Guar. That didn't sound like Guar, but maybe you'd just be in a Guar cover band and an adult film star. Let's go. So the show Lord of Bones in Game of Thrones, Lord of Bones is played by Edward Dogliani in season 2 and 3, and then by Ross O'Hennessy in season 5. Sorry, guys, if I butchered those names. Lord of Bones is an infamous wildling raider. He is known for wearing a giant skull instead of a helmet, and armor made of bones, which he wears to intimidate his enemies. His real name is unknown. We meet him north of the Wall when Jon Snow is held captive. He is present when Jon fights Qhorin Halfhand and kills Qhorin Halfhand. And he brings Jon to Mance Rayder. He shows up again in season 5 during the events at Hardhome. Yeah, you guys remember Hardhome? Yeah. Lord of Bones accuses Tormund of being a traitor and makes insulting remarks about Tormund performing dirty acts to Jon Snow. I'm not going to say it. The show will say it. I'm not going to say it. But I guess I can use the scientific word of fellatio. You performed fellatio on Jon Snow. That's what he said. Did I just get demonetized? All right. Yeah, so he says that, and of course Tormund's like mad, and before he can even finish saying it, Tormund grabs his staff and beats him to death in front of the other wildlings. All right. That was his whole show counterpart. We'll get back to all that. So let's talk about the book, Rattleshirt. He's more often called Rattleshirt than Lord of Bones. I think like everyone calls him Rattleshirt, but he wants to be called like the cooler nickname, right? Like if you give yourself a really sweet nickname, like they call me Lord of Bones. Everyone's like, you just rattle. You're just rattling when you're walking around. Rattleshirt. We all call you Rattleshirt behind your back. It's Lord of Bones, guys. Come on, we got the thing. I'm like a lord. You're not. You're Rattleshirt. Rattly. Lord of Bones is a free folk leader of a renown. He's a renown. He is given the name. His given name is unknown. The Lord of Bones is a small man with a knobby chin, thin mustache, and pinched cheeks. Oh, he's a cutie. He's not. His eyebrows join over the bridge of his nose. Oh, he's got a unibrow. And he has a widow's peak with his dark hair. He has cracked brown teeth and yellow tinged eyes. Oh, wow. You're a little dehydrated. Drink some water. The raider is considered sly, cruel, and treacherous. Yeah, with a name like Lord of Bones. All right. Lord of Bones distrusts wargs and the Night's Watch. Well, if you had to like do meetings every morning with Mance Rayder with Valamir Sixskins next to you, you would stop liking wargs. Just saying. I'm on Rattleshirt's side here. Lord of Bones is mocked with nicknames such as Rattleshirt due to the boiled leather armor, which is covered by loosely tied bones that clatter when he moves. His shirt rattles. You guys got it. The bones come from aurochs, cows, elk, goats, humans, mammoths, and sheep. He never seen a bone he didn't like. Okay. Rattleshirt wears a yellowed, broken giant skull as his helmet, and his arms are covered with bear claws. That's actually really cool. Sewn into the leather. I love that. Rattleshirt rides a goat-like horse. What's a goat-like horse? Like a big ram? Which is also armored in bones. He wields a sword and commands a pack of dogs. Wild pack of family dogs. All right. So that's his description. So let's actually meet him. Let's keep going. All right, guys. Capturing Jon Snow. Rattleshirt warred with fellow free folk leader Harma Dogshead. Do you guys want me to cover Harma Dogshead? Throwing that out there. All right. Before Mance Rayder made peace between them while becoming king beyond the wall. When the Night's Watch plans for coming at battle with the gathered wildlings, they are wary of a few leaders, Rattleshirt among them. Yeah, so when the Night's Watch are all getting together, like, oh man, we're gonna have to fight these wildlings. You know what you guys are worried about? And they're like, Rattleshirt. It's like, okay. You know what else? Weeper. Definitely Weeper. All right, you know what else? I don't know. Tormund, I guess. But Rattleshirt's one of them. Rattleshirt leads a party of 14 free folk and 8 dogs that catch up with Corn Halfhand and Jon Snow in the Skirling Pass. He claims Eben's steel battle axe and awards Regwell to gut Jon when the youth attempts to yield. But Ygritte calls for the sparing of Jon's life. She's like, all right, guys, no gutting. We don't have to be gutting. Corn has secretly encouraged Jon to join the wildlings, and the Lord of Bones reluctantly accepts Jon to join his party after the youth slays Corn Halfhand. Wow. With the aid of his direwolf ghost. Rattleshirt claims some of the Half-Hand's bones after his body has been burned at a pyre. And I don't like this guy. Like, he just sees this dude die and he's like, dibs on his skull. And everyone's like, okay. No one else wants one, you sicko. Hey, I call his ribcage. Have it. We're not like you. We're not sick. Okay. I look pretty cool though, right? No, you don't. All right. Battle beneath the wall. Rattleshirt brings Jon Snow to Mance Rayder's camp along the Milkwater. He is dismissed by Mance, but not before he casts suspicion on Jon's true motives. He smells like a traitor. Okay, Rattleshirt, you can leave. Upon Mance's suggestion, Ygritte, Jon, and Longspear Rick, I've done a video for Longspear Rick, by the way, leave at Rattleshirt's band for the party of Tormund Giantsbane. Can you blame them? No, you can't. Mance tasks his Lord of Bones with doubling patrols and ensuring Free Folk host continues south towards the wall. The Eagle of Orell often perches on Rattleshirt's helm. I got a picture of that soon. It's pretty cool. Shortly before the attack on Castle Black takes place, Rattleshirt is spotted near Longborough and captured there by Old Man Cotter Pike. The wildling is brought forth out at the meeting of Castle Black between Jon and Janos Slynt and Alistair Thorne as a witness of Corrin's death in the hands of Jon. So yeah, they're like kind of doing a trial for Jon, and they're like, "You killed Corrin Halfhand." He's like, "You asked me to," and he's like, "You did. See, we got Lord of Bones. Tell him, Rattleshirt." Yeah, he did it, and I got to wear his skull. Okay, all right, sicko. Rattleshirt tells Janos, all men fear Lord O' Bones, after being mocked by them. So Sir Glendon Hewitt kicks the captive into silence. Oh, poor Rattleshirt. Death of a King. So that's the cool, like, eagle landing on his head. It's a pretty cool shot. Lord of Bones remains captive at Castle Black. Jon Snow, now Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, hears rumors that Stannis Baratheon intends to grant lands of castles to Rattleshirt and Sigorn, the new leader of the Thenns. Yeah, I got a video on Sigorn too. Stannis and Melisandre execute Mance for desertion from the Night's Watch and for trying to destroy the wall with the Horn of Jormungand. And at Castle Black, Melisandre is at Castle Black, Melisandre is preparing to burn Mance Rayder in a cage made out of wood from the haunted forest, despite Jon's pleas to King Stannis to spare him. At the sight of the cage, Mance's courage fails, and he goes to his death begging for mercy, denying his kingship and his own name, and shrieking of witchcraft. It's a witch! I'm not Mance! I'm not a king! And everyone's like, okay, those are weird things to yell. Melisandre burns the Horn of Jormungand as well, so that the wall can never fall. As the cage burns, Jon orders the bowmen to shoot Mance with arrows, a fitting end for a man of the Night's Watch. Mm-hmm. For you guys who know what the next slide is, you guys are like, what? Why'd you leave that in? A new Lord of Bones. After Lord of Bones submits to Stannis, Melisandre controls the wildling Rayder with a magical ruby on his wrist. Stannis assigns him to serve the Lord Commander. Rattleshirt? Sorry, I've been trying to hold back that yawn. It finally won. Oh my god, sorry guys. Rattleshirt appears larger with well clad in mail and plate. Jon is sparring with Rattleshirt in the yard of Castle Black. He is shocked by the man's speed and skill. Yeah, it's a really good scene because he's like, Jon's like beating everybody up. And then Rattleshirt's like, haha, you want to try that stuff with me? You want to get physical? You want to do some sparring? And then Rattleshirt beats him. And he's like, whoa, when did Rattleshirt get all good? All right. Word reaches the wall that Arya Stark is to wed Ramsay Bolton at Barrowtown. And Melisandre has a vision of a girl in a gray on a dying horse. It's not Arya, of course. We all know that. Melisandre offers to send Rattleshirt to retrieve Arya, but Jon refuses, not trusting Lord of Bones. Yeah, why would I let him go anywhere near my sister? What are you talking about? Melisandre reveals it's Mance in disguise to make Jon reconsider the offer. Jon is shocked to learn that Melisandre glamored Mance and Rattleshirt to make them appear as each other, with the Lord of Bones actually the panicked man burned alive in Melisandre's cage. And yeah, so they switched. So you guys didn't know that, but the guy who I'm making this video about, Rattleshirt, died last slide. Yeah. Ha ha. Whoa. What a twist. No? I thought it was funny. All right. Jon holds Mance's son, so Mance would do anything in his power to rescue Jon's sister for the sake of his own son. However, Mance doesn't know that there's been a switcheroo, and Mance's son was switched with Gilly's son. Who's got whose son? Who's holding who hostage? No one really knows anymore. It's wacky fun. Whoa! Lord Roose Bolton, the new Warden of the North, later decides to move his son's wedding to Winterfell. Cool. So we're not going to follow this character anymore because we now know that Rattleshirt is dead. So yeah, Mance then goes down to Winterfell and tries to free fake Arya. Whatever. What's important is the character we were covering, Rattleshirt, gone. So now that was all the book stuff. So let's talk about the differences. So there we go. Major differences. Both versions of the wildlings are covered, or both versions are wildlings covered in bones, right? So they got that down. And they share a start, finding Jon Snow north of the wall and taking him to Mance. So that's where the similarities end. They have the same look, and they both find Jon, and then they both take him to Mance, and then that's it. So yeah, so the similarities end there. He is switched with Mance to be burned alive, and Mance is still alive in the books. That's huge. I love this change when I first read the book, so I watched the show, most of the show first, and before I got into the books, and keeping Mance alive, excuse me. Keeping Mance alive and also keeping him the action at Winterfell is super good. Also in the books, he isn't at Hardhome because we don't have a POV character at Hardhome, and he doesn't die for making dick jokes. That's right. Like in the show, he shows back up season 5 and he makes, I bet you do dirty stuff to Jon Snow, and then Tormund kills him. Right? Great writing. This is like symbolism for the entire show. It starts the same, but by season 5, it's dying while making dick jokes. You know I'm a little right, okay? You know I'm a little correct there. By season 5, it's like, hey, should we do the old man switcheroo? All right, no, how about this? Rattleshirt dies while making a dick joke. Oh my god. Okay. You guys are the rulers here. You're the D&Ds. All right, that's it. That's the whole thing. What do you guys think? So that's the differences between Rattleshirt and Lord of Bones. And he's a really cool character. I love the Mance and him switch that happens in the books. I think it's really cool. And yeah, they didn't go with that. They didn't go with that in the books or the show. They went a different route, more dickier route. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if this is your first time. Let me know if there's characters that you want me to cover different stuff. No one too big. I'm not going to, if somebody's like, Jamie. Bring Jamie. You guys know about Jamie. What can I tell you that you don't know about Jamie? All right. Think of characters that would be perfect in my normal character lore series that are smaller characters, but they also made it onto the show a little bit, and that's why I can't cover them. So, so now I get to cover them, right? Man, I covered Roarjam Biter and then Rattleshirt. This has been fun. I swear, hopefully the next one's a little more fun. So, yeah. Peace.